Hey everyone, ShabbyMania here and welcome to ShabbyMania, the first part of our 5-day pay-per-view. This is a really cool arena, I wasn't expecting this to be as good. But here we go in Tulsa, Oklahoma? Is that state? I think it is. So we have had a couple of dark matches here this evening before the card has started. Eddie Guerrero won a 6-man battle royal from 6 guys, of course, over from Octane, defeating Drago, Jushin Liger, Akira Tozawa, Rockstar Spud and Marty Skull. And we also saw the new tag team of Dana Brooke and Emma defeating Charlotte and Natalya. Now that sort of builds upon what happened on Showdown last week, wasn't it, when Dana Brooke faced Charlotte one-on-one and got the victory. So Charlotte seems to be struggling here, and Dana and Emma definitely seems to have their number. This card here this evening is going to start off with the little feud we've had over on Octane with Tommasso Ciampa and Trevor Lee. Also we've got Bayley defending her Throwdown Women's Championship against Alexa Bliss. We're going to see a special attraction here of Cesaro versus Jeff Cobb. Nothing building up to this one, just a nice little match to get them both on the card. We've got Edge and Christian challenging the Broken Hardys for the Mayhem Tag Team Championships. And then, of course, our main event is going to be Okada versus Tanahasi for the Throwdown Championship and #1 contendership. Without further ado, let's get straight into our opening match. And like I said, that first match here this evening is going to be Tommasso Ciampa taking on Trevor Lee. And here we go. Now this match has been a little bit back and forth, this one. We've seen... Basically, we've seen a little bit of a feud. It's not been much of a feud, really, has it? We saw this match a few weeks back on Octane, and it was Trevor Lee who defeated Ciampa one-on-one. Ciampa was very unhappy, and he demanded this rematch here. So we gave it to him at ShabbyMania. But also last week on Octane, we saw Trevor Lee and Andrew Everett take on DIY in the main event. And Andrew Everett actually got the pinfall victory over Johnny Gargano as well. So at the moment, you'd have to really fancy Dynasty, of course, Trevor Lee and Andrew Everett, as being sort of #1 contenders for those Cruiserweight Tag Team Championships. Definitely a victory like that, you can't really say against it, can you, really? Now, I'm hoping you like this arena. I'm not overly sure on it. I've spent about an hour and a half on it now, and I can't be bothered to change. I've changed it so many times, but I don't really want to change it again. So let's hope that it's good enough. I don't really want to mess around with it too much. But of course, we'll be using the same arena for the entire 5-day pay-per-view, but we'll do them at different times of the day. We might have a nighttime one, might have an evening one, just to try and make it feel a little bit different. But this first one is going to be a daytime one. I really just want to see the difference, and it does look pretty cool, doesn't it? It's a lot more light, and I think that gives us a bit more... I'd like if you could change it so it sort of gets darker throughout the card. I think that'd be pretty cool, but the game doesn't allow you to do that. It makes you sort of forced to pick one time frame for the entire day, which is not a problem, but it'd be nice if you could start off in the light and then end up in the dark and let every single match get slightly darker, just like it happened at WrestleMania a couple of weeks back. Trevor Lee really milking this. See the audience here, massive audience for this incredible pay-per-view. Like I said, this is our big event, ShabbyMania, name of course suggested by Tony Wilson a few weeks back when we were looking to do our first pay-per-view, SW Beginnings. I don't know why I fancy doing a blue apron. I think it's very much old school WWE, isn't it? Blue apron. Or is it old school WCW? It's old school somebody. I think it might be WCW actually. I love the way that the whole bridge looks like it's made out of cardboard. Probably is. So here we go, our first match of ShabbyMania. Of course, this is a 5-day pay-per-view. Every single championship will be defended across these 5 days. And we're going to kick things off with a match from Octane. I'm not sure about the arena. I like the arena. It's the ring and everything I've tried to get right. Has it changed my comment? We're supposed to have 2 tables down there. It looks like there's only 1, or is it just the angle? I'm hoping there's 2 tables. I quite like the daytime aspect as well. It's completely different, isn't it? You can sort of feel like it's in the sun, and it's quite nice like that. So of course we do have 2 championship matches here for you this evening. We've got the Throwdown Women's Championship, Bayley versus Alexa Bliss, and then of course the Broken Hardys only debuted 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago I think, and they've won the Mayhem Tag Team Championships in that time, and they will be defending this evening against Edge and Christian. And then of course that big main event here this evening, Tanahasi versus Okada. The winner will go on to face off against, of course, the winner of our Throwdown Championship match between Kenny Omega and Zack Sabre Jr. which will be the main event of night number 5, of course, because that's what Zack got. Zack got the award of main event in this pay-per-view by winning that King of Gladiators tournament a few weeks back. And a win here for Trevor Lee will be massive because it sort of cements his position. Like I said, he defeated Tommaso Ciampa a few weeks back. Ciampa demanded this rematch, felt like he should have lost to who he regards a rookie compared to himself. But so far, Ciampa has not really shown us anything that sort of proves us otherwise, has he? In fairness. As Trevor Lee continues the assault, neckbreaker across the knee, and slamming the arm of Tommaso Ciampa into the mat as well. And now Trevor Lee looks to be going up top. What's he going to go for here? Big frog splash and lands it perfectly on Tommaso Ciampa. I'm still not sure about this ring. I don't know. I just don't know. Like I said before, I'm not the most creative, as you probably can tell by some of the stuff I've done on this game. Yeah, artistic-wise, I'm not fantastic, and yeah, I don't know. I've done a decent job, I think, with redoing some of the championships, and I do want to try and redo the Mayhem and Throwdown arena before we go back in as well. I'm quite happy with the rings on Mayhem and Throwdown. I just want to sort of change the Titantrons and so forth, so I might do a little bit of that as we go on. And I'm happy with the Titantron thing on this one. It's just the ring I'm not overly keen on. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you like it or not? I've gone for the white and blue, which doesn't align to any brand really. It just allows us to be a little bit impartial. I was considering having sort of like a mixture of all the different colours from the different brands, but it didn't really work that way. There should be a slight difference in the announce tables. There should be 2 announce tables. One's red and one's green, of course. One for Mayhem, one for Showdown, but Mayhem and Throwdown, should I say? As Ciampa now up into the middle rope as well, egging Trevor Lee to get back up to his feet. What's he looking for here? A double axe handle taking Trevor Lee down. So of course all the cards this week will be a 7-match card, and we will probably have 2 of those as dark matches, but maybe on night number 5 we'll do the entire 7 matches, just because it's going to be a special one, obviously, night number 5. Got some big matches for you on there. Ciampa now taking Trevor Lee up, and a knee to the face as he dropped him in that front suplex. Now Ciampa lining Trevor Lee up again. What does he have planned here? Potentially a Project Ciampa. He's locking him in for it. Takes him up into the powerbomb position. And there's the backstabber. And Tommaso Ciampa, surely that's going to be enough to keep Trevor Lee down. There's the pin. 1, 2... No, Trevor Lee kicked out. Trevor Lee showed us that he might have a bit more than we suspected. I'm a fan of Trevor Lee. Watched him quite a lot in PWG over the last couple of years. Got to the final 3 of the Battle of Los Angeles last year. Doing a really good job, actually. I think he really took a place on the indie scene that Sami Callihan left. And I don't know why, I've just always sort of likened him. I don't know if it's the look or what, but the in-ring style as well. He's a bit of a brawler, but he's also a good sort of... he's just a good all-round wrestler, really. And he's only very young as well. Here we go. Lining up Ciampa for a deadlift German, brings him up, and there's the deadlift German, folding Ciampa in half, and Ciampa catching them bottom ropes. But Trevor Lee just staring at the grounded Ciampa now. Now what's he looking for? Maybe looking to put the final nail in the coffin. Hooking it in, taking him up into the suplex, powerbomb. But it's too close to the ropes. He's going to have to drag Ciampa away before he goes to the pin. This could cost him this. If he'd gone for the pin straight away, he might have got this one, but needs to roll Ciampa over. Referee's down. 1, 2... And oh my god, Tommaso Ciampa kicking out. What a fantastic way to start our pay-per-view here. Both these guys desperate for this victory. They know how brutal all the rosters are. Not just Octane, but every single roster. And every victory means so much at the moment. And they know that a win here could really kickstart them, but a loss here could see them lost in obscurity for quite some time. And I'm sure Ciampa and his partner Gargano as well, backstage, will probably be looking at this thinking how big a victory might be for the tag team as well. Big elbow to the head there by Ciampa on Trevor Lee. On Trevor Lee now, up on his feet, taunting the crowd. Now bringing Ciampa back up to his feet. A big forearm and another forearm as well. And a sling blade. Lee now bringing Ciampa back up to his feet. Gets on the back. Another big German suplex. Trevor Lee really fitting it now. Momentum building for him. But can he finish the big man Ciampa off? Ciampa's back up, dragon screw. Weakening that knee of Trevor Lee. And if Trevor wants to go for that suplex powerbomb once again, it might be difficult if he's got a bad leg. Only a 2 count once again there by Tommaso Ciampa. Trevor Lee sitting straight back up, Undertaker style. Lee fighting back now with the right hand to the gut. And now catches Ciampa. He's going for a Fisherman's Buster. Fisherman's Brain Buster. And again, Ciampa's very close to the ropes. If Trevor Lee had sort of reorganised that before he took the move, he might have got a pinfall a bit quicker, but he goes to the pin now. On again. Wow, Ciampa kicks out on the brink of 3. Trevor Lee must be so frustrated now because he doesn't know what he needs to do here. Every time Trevor Lee thinks he has this match done, Ciampa still kicks out. And vice versa, I suppose. Ciampa's had a few big moves as well. And Trevor Lee has managed to survive. Lee going for here. Looks like he's locking in potentially a surfboard, but no, he decides just to stamp on the back of the knees of Tommaso Ciampa. And Ciampa does wear 2 big knee braces. He has had knee problems in the past. And I would dare say that Trevor Lee would know about that. Lee there with a Hurricanrana. See, I've stopped paying attention to the ring now because this quality of the match has been fantastic, hasn't it? I'm really happy with this. The quality of this match has been really, really good. And what a fantastic way, like I said, to open our ShabbyMania pay-per-view. Another German suplex there by Trevor Lee. Turning into the Brock Lesnar of Octane here, Trevor Lee. Taking Ciampa to super... Oh my god, what a knee. Tommaso Ciampa, massive knee. Now taking Trevor Lee up. And another massive knee to the face of Trevor Lee. And Tommaso Ciampa here, I think, is slowly bringing Trevor Lee to an end. No. Lee with the boot to the face, fighting back. And Lee has been busted open by one of those knee strikes. Scoop slam by Trevor Lee. Ciampa fighting back. There's the arm drag. Lee being kicked into that corner now by Ciampa. Big chop across the chest. Now Tommaso Ciampa with the right hands right in the face of Trevor Lee. Ciampa now stalking the ground, and Trevor Lee brings him in. Takes him up. Project Ciampa for the 2nd time in the match. Surely Trevor Lee is going to stay down this time. Ciampa takes the time to go for the pin, but I still think it could be enough. And it is. Tommaso Ciampa gets his retribution over Trevor Lee in what was a fantastic opening bout in our ShabbyMania week-long pay-per-view. Wow. That's a hell of a start. I'm really happy about that match. It was probably one of the top quality matches I've had so far in this Universe mode. Especially in singles competition. These two guys seem to have a lot of chemistry in the ring. Even on this game, you can see they've got a lot of chemistry. Very similar move styles. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how this pay-per-view continues on. But it's a great win here for Tommaso Ciampa. And here is our second match of the evening. It is going to be Alexa Bliss challenging Bayley for the Throwdown Women's Championship. And here we go. Now, you probably noticed that I have made a slight change. The eagle-eye ones out there. I made a slight change the ring. I don't know what it just annoyed me a little bit. There you go. You can see the announce tables there. It annoyed me a little bit just having the having that white thing around there. I like the white. I just felt like the mat needed something, and I started putting random stuff on there. And I eventually just stuck with that. But when I actually used it for an entire match, I didn't really like it, only because it probably wasn't straight. But I've got rid of it now anyway, and hopefully this should be a little bit better. Now, Alexa Bliss did get an opportunity at the Throwdown Women's Championship a couple of weeks ago against Bayley on Showdown, and she was unsuccessful in her challenge. However, she called out Bayley last week and almost demanded a rematch, and she was quite clever the way she did it. She didn't demand a rematch as such, but she managed to get Bayley to demand a rematch, which is quite clever from Alexa, sort of effectively just getting in the head of Bayley, and it seemed to work out perfectly for her. And now here she is on night number 1 of ShabbyMania, getting another opportunity at this Throwdown Women's Championship. And I'm a massive Alexa Bliss fan. Hence why I picked her, I suppose. And I'd like to continue pushing her forward as one of the main ladies on this roster. We haven't got the strongest female roster here on Throwdown, not compared to PJ Toby's roster, but I'm happy with what we got. And there she is, our current Throwdown Women's Champion, Bayley. The only person in the Universe mode to successfully retain a singles championship. And can she do it again? I'm hoping that we do get some championship retainments this week, because at SWE beginnings, nearly every single belt changed hands, which is a bit stupid in my opinion. I don't think they... And every single belt we've had has more or less changed hands. I think it's only been the Briscoe brothers defended their belts once successfully, and Sumerian Death Squad defended theirs successfully. Los Luchadores defended theirs successfully. So all three tag teams did theirs successfully, and then of course Bayley defending hers against Alexa Bliss last week. So we've seen a lot more titles change hands than we have successful retainments, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. Hopefully it can keep up with the quality of the last match. So that's what it's all for, the Throwdown Women's Championship. As the referee holds that belt high, looking like he's the happiest man alive, just won the Women's Championship. And of course our challenger, Alexa Bliss, taking on the champion, Bayley. Right, the belt has gone and we are underway. Third time lucky, that's all I'm going to say. I've had this match twice already. Bayley won by countout in the first one. Alexa Bliss won by countout in the second one. I'm not having a countout victory for our first championship match here at ShabbyMania. I want this to be special. And so far this game has decided against that. It's been, in fairness, the two matches I've had so far were quite long matches. They were like 10-15 minutes each, but they were very high quality as well. And I'm a bit disappointed that they ended the way they did. So hopefully this time we are going to get another high quality match, but this time we are going to get the ending that we crave, the good ending. That's what I want to see. Bayley taking early control until Alexa Bliss catches that knee to the face. Now, of course, both of these ladies were quite high up the list of my draft picks. I think my first pick was Los Luchadores, if I remember correctly, my first female pick. And that was a good pick, that was. I'm quite happy with that. Got two very strong ladies as my first pick. And then Alexa Bliss and Bayley weren't far behind that as well. So I'm happy with my female division. I don't think it's quite as strong as PJ Toby's over on Mayhem, but it is still pretty good. Alexa Bliss now looking for... Looked like it was going to be a suplex, but Bayley reversed, sending Alexa Bliss face first into the mat. Now Bayley dropping a boot right in the back of the knee of Alexa Bliss, and there's the pin. Only a one count. Bayley, big kick into the back of Alexa. And another kick into the back as well. And Bayley doing very well here. She's got Alexa really grounded. And like I said, Bayley won this match a couple of weeks ago when they first competed against each other. Alexa managed to talk her way under the skin of Bayley until Bayley actually demanded a rematch herself. But Alexa needs to take advantage of this opportunity. If she was to lose 2 women's championship matches in the space of a few weeks, you'd imagine she'd probably have to disappear out of this women's title picture for a little bit of time, because there's a lot of women on this roster that all want that championship shot. And how many opportunities can you be given, I suppose? Bayley gets from the back of Alexa Bliss, German suplex. Bayley again bringing Alexa back up to her feet. But like I was saying earlier on, I'm hoping we do see some more championship retainments this week as well, because last time it was very stupid. We got like 10-12 championships and only 2 or 3 were successfully retained. So I really want to change that here this week and have a few championships retained. But it's not in my hands, it's not in your hands, it's in the hands of the gods of 2K. Alexa Bliss now taunting the grounded Bayley, whether that's a wise idea or not, but it's not affected her there as she hits that running bulldog and stamping on the hand of Bayley as well. Alexa dropping the knee right into the back of Bayley. Bayley fighting back with a boot into the face of Alexa. Alexa goes up into a hurricane. They're taking Bayley down as well. And I'm disappointed for Alexa losing her championship a few weeks back at WrestleMania. I think it was obvious it was going to happen as soon as Naomi disappeared off injured. I think it was obvious that, and when she was announced she'd be back at WrestleMania in front of her home crowd, I think it was obvious that Naomi was going to win the championship. It would have been better for me, though, if she hadn't have made Alexa Bliss tap out. Maybe if she'd made one of the other ladies tap out, so Alexa wasn't... I don't know, I think Alexa's going to still be a very strong woman in that division. I don't know whether they'll go for a rematch angle with her and Naomi, or whether they'll stick with Naomi and maybe feud her against somebody else. I can see there being a rematch, but Naomi coming out on top sort of thing, like they normally do in wrestling, I suppose. But if you want to hear more of me chatting about that sort of crap, then of course I have already uploaded an episode of Shabby Talk where I was talking about the results from WrestleMania. And that, of course, is your chance to have more of a conversation with not just myself, but everybody else on this channel as well. I want to try and boost the community a bit and get everyone chatting around. Bayley looking for the Bayley to belly, but Alexa Bliss had it scouted, reversed it into that trip, and now Bliss on her way up to the top rope. Can she take advantage? Bayley's down in a very good position for Alexa Bliss. Twisted Bliss, there it is. And the pin. 1, 2... Oh, Bayley kicked out. We almost had our first new champion of the ShabbyMania pay-per-view. And Alexa Bliss now taunting the ground, and Bayley once again, is that wise? She needs to finish her off. Bliss now with that trip slam. It's an interesting move, that one, Alexa, isn't it? I've seen her use it a few times now. She sort of grabs you by the throat and sends you back first into the mat. Sort of like a combination sort of choke slam and just a slam as well. Alexa now rubbing the face of Bayley into the mat and then just dropping an elbow onto her back. And at the moment, it looks like this is going to be Bayley's championship to take. Oh, sorry, Alexa's championship to take. There's the pin. 1. Alexa's feet are up on the ropes, though. 2. It's only a 2 count. I've not seen anybody win with that yet. Well, Bayley's back up, though. Running double forearm. Bayley now dragging Alexa into the middle of the ring. Alexa looks like her eyes are in the back of her skull at the moment. She looks out of it as Bayley catches her with the elbow to the knee. I used to be a warrior like you, then I took an elbow to the knee. Oh, I love that. Bayley now dragging Alexa middle of the ring. And almost going for a natural selection there. Alexa fighting back. But Bayley catches her once again, gets on the back into a backbreaker. And now Bayley heading up top. What's Bayley going to go for here? It's going to be high risk no matter what. A big splash. Referee slow to get down, but 1, 2... No, Alexa Bliss kicked out once again. And this match has definitely backed up the quality of that Trevor Tommasso Ciampa match that opened up the card. Alexa Bliss go for a Hurricane Rana, and oh, Bayley dropped her face first. And now Bayley getting some momentum, getting the crowd behind her. There she is, bringing Alexa back up to her feet, a couple of forearms. Spear in the corner. Ooh. And a big splash in the corner as well. And Bayley once again sends Alexa into the corner. She's not done with her. There's Bayley a planned here. Hooks her in. Exploder into the turnbuckle. Bayley just dismantling Alexa Bliss in the closing moments of the match. But there we go. Alexa getting that quick reversal and then a jawbreaker on Bayley. And Bayley's down. Look where she's positioned as well. Oh, Alexa's just going to go straight for the pin. I thought she might have took advantage by going for another Twisted Bliss. It's only a 2 count. Bayley's back up to her feet, an elbow into the gut of Alexa Bliss. Bayley once again sending Alexa into the corner. Bayley loves those corners, doesn't she, on this game? And Bayley dragging Alexa out into a jawbreaker and a big right hand as well, taking her down. Bayley going to go for it. She's dropping a leg on the inside of the knee of Alexa. That's a clever maneuver because it sort of weakens Alexa's legs, which could make going for another Twisted Bliss very, very difficult. There's a pin. Oh, Alexa grabbed a hold of the bottom rope. Referee saw it as well. Not quite sure how he saw it. He wasn't very well positioned, to be honest with you. But he did see it. That's the main thing. Bayley now stamping on the back of the knees of Alexa Bliss. Trying to drag her into the middle of the ring, but Alexa kicks her away. Well, Alexa, you need to be backing this up. You can't be taunting the crowd off that simple little kick. You need to back this up. And Bayley is slowly getting back up to her feet. Alexa needs to pounce while she has her under control. Now Bayley playing possum. Caught Alexa with a back elbow. And there's a snap suplex. Dropping a knee into the face of Alexa as well. Well, Alexa with the uppercut on Bayley. Now Bayley catching Alexa into a backbreaker. I don't think there's much more both these ladies can take. Bayley with that suplex. And now up on that middle turnbuckle, taunting the crowd. The crowd are loving it. The momentum is building. But can Bayley finish Alexa Bliss off here? As Bliss slowly crawling her way back up to her feet. And again playing possum, catching Bayley with the elbow. But now Bayley taking Alexa down. Back into the corner. What's Bayley got planned now? Oh, Bayley sent to Alexa to the outside. And Bayley lining Alexa up. Drop kick underneath the bottom rope. What a maneuver that was by Bayley. Really bringing this completely to Alexa Bliss. Both ladies back in the ring. Can Bayley go for a pin? Is it going to be enough? There is the pin. 1, 2. No, Alexa Bliss still kicks out. I'm not sure how Alexa's doing this, to be honest with you. But like I said earlier on, it's imperative for Alexa to win this one. She can't lose 2 championship matches in the space of a couple of weeks. If she does, she'll be away from the championship picture for quite some time, unless she earns her way back in. Alexa went for the crucifix pin there, but Bayley was too close to the ropes. The referee would not count it. Alexa now going up top. Ooh. Alexa looks like she's going to try and take an opportunity while she's got it. Twisted Bliss, she hits it as well. 1, 2. We've got a brand new Throwdown Women's Champion. And our first championship match of the week is a brand new champion running on the basic run that's been going on for challenges in this universe mode. Every challenger seems to go ahead and win a belt, and Alexa may have lost at Showdown a couple of weeks ago, but she's won when it matters here at ShabbyMania, and we have a brand new Throwdown Women's Champion, and I'm happy. One of my favourite female wrestlers is now the Women's Champion for my brand. I'm more than happy. Don't get me wrong, nothing against Bayley. I like Bayley as well, but I'm a big Alexa Bliss fan, and it was a really good match as well, finally, between these two. A lot of back and forth, but Bayley just did not take her opportunities. And when Alexa got the chance, she hit that second Twisted Bliss and pinned Bayley, the champion, for the belt. And here is our next match of the evening. It's going to be more of a special attraction match than anything else. 2 guys from Mayhem that I really wanted to bring onto the ShabbyMania card. We have got Cesaro versus Jeff Cobb. And here we go. 2 guys that I want to try and get some more use out of this month. I think they're both fantastic wrestlers, but yeah, I think we just need to get a bit more use out of them, and I think both of them could be used in that television championship spot. Well, of course, Cesaro's got a match this week anyway. What am I on about? What am I on about? Cesaro's got the biggest match he could possibly get. Okay. Cesaro here having a warm-up match for his big championship match in a few days' time. Right, I've buggered this one up, haven't I? Right, there's me saying 2 guys that are not on the card I wanted to get in the week, but of course both these guys are. Well, not both of them, but Cesaro is part of that fatal 4-way for the Mayhem Championship coming up later this week. So a victory here for him against Jeff Cobb would definitely give him a massive boost in momentum that he could use going forward into that match, which should be on night number 4. So we got 3 days off before that for that championship match. Look at the stadium; it's huge, isn't it? I think this was WrestleMania 29. I think. Not sure, but Jeff Cobb, amazing wrestler. Not quite sure why WWE haven't delved in there yet. I know he's probably under contract with Lucha Underground as well, because he is, of course, spoiler alert, he is, of course, Matanza Cueto. So I'm not quite sure what they've got planned with that. Yeah, I think for me, he's along the same lines as Matt Riddle, really. He's a guy I'm not quite sure what their standing is with WWE. I believe the Matt Riddle situation, Matt apparently has some historic things that have stopped him getting signed, a bit like the Briscoe brothers. They've had some problems in the past that have come to light which have probably stopped them being signed for WWE. I think one of them did some but homophobic comments on Twitter and some racist comments here and there as well. And I think that's what stopped the Briscoe brothers from ever getting signed from WWE. And I think Matt Riddle's got a little bit of a checkered past. I'm not quite sure what Matt Riddle's done, but I did read somewhere that it was his past that was stopping him being signed up. But Jeff Cobb, not quite sure why. I think he'll definitely get signed up at some point. And I'm surprised that certain people like Michael Elgin haven't been signed up by WWE, because he's the sort of man that they would love. He's a big man. He's got the look. He's definitely got the strength. And it's the same with Brian Cage as well. Why Brian Cage hasn't been signed back up? There must be stuff going on backstage we don't know about. But then again, you've always got to think about just because they haven't signed with WWE doesn't mean they haven't been offered. A bit like Zack Sabre Jr. and Kota Ibushi. WWE wanted both of those after the Cruiserweight Classic, but neither of them wanted to sign at that point in time. So maybe it's the same for various other wrestlers on the indie scene. Now, we heard recently that Bully Ray chose Ring of Honor over a return to WWE as a singles competitor. Obviously, the Hardy Boys chose WWE, but there's no reason why others in the past haven't been offered to join WWE and haven't rejected them. Like Zack Sabre Jr., he's probably making so much money on the indie scene, and he's traveling the world working for all these different companies, and it's probably not worth it for him to join WWE. Like, if you were Zack Sabre Jr., would you want to be main eventing show after show after show and being a multi-champion and working in Japan, working in Mexico, working all across the world and getting a chunk of money in the process? Or do you want to work on 205 Live for WWE? That's what it would have been for Zack, and I don't think he would have enjoyed that as much. I think he believes, and he should be, a big star. I think if he came into NXT now, I think he would be one of the guys at the top of the roster of NXT. So yeah, it's tricky. You've got to think about that sometimes, I suppose. Big running forearm there by Jeff Cobb. And the last thing Cesaro wants is to lose this match to Cobb. But what a massive win this would be for Cobb. It'll boost him up the rankings. Of course, it's not going to affect Cesaro's championship match in a few days' time, apart from obviously momentum. But Jeff Cobb will get fired up the rankings, and maybe we'll have to consider him as someone who would get some sort of championship match in the future. I would like to do some sort of... that's the annoying thing about this game. I would love to do like a 10-man Royal Rumble, and the winner become the #1 contender for the television championship. And I can do that. The problem is that the game changes the arena. If you do a Royal Rumble, the game automatically puts your arena as the Royal Rumble arena. You can't change the arena. That's why when I did the Rumble special earlier in this universe mode, like week 2 or week 3, I had to do them in the Royal Rumble arena. It would not let you change the arena, which is really annoying. I would really like to have whatever arena. Like, if I want to have a 10-man Royal Rumble on Raw, I want to have it on Raw. I don't want to have a 10... It's stupid the way it does it in universe mode as well. Like, you'll have the show set as the Raw arena, this, that, and the other. You'll get to your 10-man Royal Rumble, and for some reason it'll just change the arena to Royal Rumble. It's like, that makes no sense. It's in the universe mode. It should stay in the arena that the show is booked on. So I don't quite understand why it does it, but that's 2K's wisdom. Can I explain their wisdom? No. Can they explain their wisdom? Probably not. So we'll just have to live with it. I'm hoping next year's game is going to be a lot more open, because when you've got 4-way ladder matches at WrestleMania, and you've got all the other sort of matches we've had over the last year, surely they're going to have to start bringing some of these match types back onto the game, you would think. I'd like to get more than 6 people in the ring at once as well. I don't know how possible that is. Then they went for a point at a time when they had 8 in the ring at once, wasn't it? Oh, Jeff Cobb, great slam. I think that's one of his finisher maneuvers, isn't it? Cesaro fights back with that right hand to the face, though. And we understand there are several big names backstage here at ShabbyMania. Keeping an eye on Jeff Cobb. One man in particular, I won't name him because it might ruin some upcoming, but he's apparently taken a great liking to Jeff Cobb, and I believe that he's looking at potentially adding him into his stable. But we'll have to find out exactly how that pans out in the long run. Cesaro running forearms in the corners. And a drop kick as well there to Jeff Cobb. Cesaro went for the kick, but Cobb caught the leg and then went for a dragon screw. And that's one thing Cesaro's got to be careful of, is injury. We know he's going to be facing off in that fatal 4-way against Samoa Joe, AJ Styles and CM Punk in a few days' time. If he was to get injured here, that would greatly reduce his chances of pulling off that victory. Powerbomb there, though, by Cesaro. And I think for the second time there, he went for the swing, but Jeff Cobb manages to just kick Cesaro away. Cesaro needs to do some more damage to Cobb, I think, before he can finish him off with any high-impact maneuver. I can't believe I buggered that up. I really can't believe I put Cesaro on the card in this position, saying that he wasn't going to be on the card anywhere else, and he ended up, he's in the bloody Mayhem Championship match. What am I on about? Jeff Cobb now being swung around in that big swing. And Cesaro bringing Cobb away from the ropes. Looks like he's going to go for the pin. Is it going to be enough to keep Jeff Cobb down? 1, 2. It's not. Jeff Cobb kicking out Cesaro. Can't believe it. It's a good little woman match for him, though. Taking on somebody who's very strong. Not necessarily someone the same style that's going to be in his match, though, but it sort of allows him to train against anything, doesn't it, really? Because you don't know what's going to happen in a fatal 4-way match. You could have people behind you, creeping up behind you. You had all sorts of stuff. You could hit a high-impact move, and then before you realise that you're in a high-impact move yourself, because you have to have eyes in the back of your head. Standing, shooting star press by Jeff Cobb. And a standing moonsault. And if you're wondering, if you've not seen Jeff Cobb wrestle before, this is what size he is, and those are moves that he does use. He is an incredible wrestler. If you've not seen him, definitely go and check him out on YouTube somewhere. Like I said, he is currently Matanza Cueto in Lucha Underground, as well as working quite a few good shows for PWG as well. I think he's recently recently started teaming up with Matt Riddle, actually. And I think, were they champions? Or no, I don't think they were champions. I think they were in a championship match, though, in PWG. I think they challenged against the Young Bucks for the belts. Armbar now by Cesaro on Jeff Cobb. And Cobb's got to be careful because, like I said, it's a big match for him here on the card of ShabbyMania, and a victory would be fantastic for him, but the last thing you want is to suffer an injury. But he does manage to roll through that armbar, and a right hand to Cesaro breaks him free. Cesaro now with the snapmare, and a boot to the back of Jeff Cobb as well. Cesaro springs off the ropes and off them ones as well, and does absolutely nothing. Just running the ropes there, middle of the match for no point. Cobb, knee to the face, taking Cesaro down. And Cobb now backing away into the corner. Looking like he's taunting the crowd, but I think all he's doing there is just trying to regain some energy. He's taken a lot out of him this match so far. Cobb now bringing Cesaro back up to his feet. And Cesaro taking Cobb down. Cesaro snap, suplex, roll straight into the pin. 1, 2. Oh, almost a 3 count. Cesaro now stamping on the arm of Jeff Cobb, now dragging him into the middle of the ring. Cesaro gut wrench. Oh, keeps the grip and rolls the hip. And hoists him up for a second gut wrench, and again keeps the grip and rolls the hip. Into the trifecta of gut wrench suplexes. Drops straight into the pin. 1, 2, and again Jeff Cobb kicks out. The quality of matches on night number 1 of this ShabbyMania pay-per-view has been fantastic, and just wonder whether the rest of the week here can keep up with this quality. We've already seen some very interesting matches as well. Of course, remember that dark match earlier on, Dana and Emma defeating Charlotte and Natalya. That's a big upset victory, that one, but they seem to have the number of Charlotte, and I wouldn't surprise me if we see a lot more of that feud coming up over the next month. Cesaro now taking Cobb up into his shoulders, slams him down. But still not going to be enough to keep Jeff Cobb down, and Cesaro knows that, so he continues the assault rather than going for the pin. Stamping on the arm now of Jeff Cobb. And again, just stamping on the urethra, if you want to call it, of Jeff Cobb. It was a pretty low kick, wasn't it, really? Cesaro taking Jeff Cobb up, launched him into the air. The strength needed. Jeff Cobb is not a small man. The strength needed to launch him up into the air like that and catch him with an uppercut is immense. And is that going to be enough to keep Jeff Cobb down? Again, Cesaro has to drag him away from the ropes, but poor ring positioning. But Cesaro again hasn't even gone for the pin. And Cobb fighting back. There's the uppercut. Jeff Cobb now dragging Cesaro, has him up into a fall-away slam, launches him across the ring. But Jeff Cobb not sort of building upon what he's done. He's just staring down at the ground at Cesaro. Maybe not the wisest move. He needs to continue the assault. He needs to continue attacking Cesaro, not allowing Cesaro to get too much energy back. There's the suplex. Jeff Cobb's foot was underneath the bottom rope. Referee saw it straight away and refused to count. Cesaro trying to bring Cobb back up, but Cobb catching Cesaro, that big, stiff clothesline. Cobb, right hand into the gut of Cesaro, and a big right hand into the face as well. Big German. Bridges for the pin. 2. Oh, almost a 3 count. Jeff Cobb really showing some fantastic capabilities here this evening. I think we might have overlooked him for quite some time in this universe mode now. But hang on a minute, Cesaro lining Jeff Cobb up. Could he be going for... No, he's going to go for another... No, he's going to go for the sharpshooter. Okay. Has he done enough damage to the back of Jeff Cobb though, to make the sharpshooter effective? Jeff Cobb's legs are like tree trunks, difficult to lock in, but Jeff Cobb does tap out to the sharpshooter. And Cesaro, who, like I said, will be in that fatal 4-way for the Mayhem Championship later in the week, has given himself a big boost in momentum here with this victory over Jeff Cobb, who, let's face it, also had a fantastic showing here this evening. And I think we're going to have to consider using Jeff Cobb a bit more in this universe mode. But it is a great win here for Cesaro. And that momentum could be imperative when it comes to that fatal 4-way. And here we go for our second championship match of the evening. It is going to be the Broken Hardys defending their newly won Mayhem Tag Team Championships against Edge and Christian. And here we go. I'm not quite sure how this is going to work because the Hardys have got like an entrance that's supposed to be quite dark, so I'm not quite sure how a daytime show is going to work with their entrance, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I can't imagine the game's going to turn the sun off, but you never know with this game, do you really? These are your challengers, of course, Edge and Christian. They won the No More Contendership by defeating the Club last week on Mayhem. Which I'm pretty sure they're annoyed about, because if the Club had won that match, then we could have seen all 4 members, should I say, of the Club, all holding championships after the ShabbyMania pay-per-view. I can hear banging. Who's banging? Not me, obviously. I'm making YouTube videos, but there you go. Yeah, how's this going to work then with the Hardys entrance? They're going to turn the sun off? No, they're turning the lights off. That's freaky. That doesn't work, does it? It's freaky. You're seeing the fireflies in the audience. But it doesn't quite work, does it? There they are, Brother Nero and Broken and Matt Hardy. Now, I'm recording this a little bit ahead of time. I literally just watched WrestleMania last night, and I don't know if they have gone to this gimmick. I don't think they have, based on their debut at Mania. Their re-debut, should I say, at Mania, which was an amazing, amazing moment. I cannot believe they managed to keep that a secret. It's so good. It was the best moment at Mania for me. Yeah, judging by that, it was... It looks like they've gone back to their old gimmick. They've gone back as the Hardy Boys, and they've not gone as this Broken style. But it could work. It could work. It's just all down to the legalities of using that Broken name and the gimmick. TNA are trying to claim ownership. The Hardys are debating that ownership, and now WWE have a hold of this tag team. What is going to happen? Are they going to be able to use this, or maybe a version of it? Maybe, I don't honestly know, but we'll find out as time goes on. So, the Broken Hardy Boys won these championships only a couple of weeks ago away from the Briscoe brothers, and now here they are with their first championship defense. I don't know what happens. Sometimes the game just decides that they're not going to make people leave the ring. So that happens. They start glitching through each other. But there you go. So this, of course, is still going to be a Tornado Extreme Rules Tag Team match for those, which, of course, are the Mayhem Tag Team Championship belts. Can the Hardy Boys successfully retain the championships, or will we see brand new champions for the second time this evening in Edge and Christian, the challengers? It's going to be a real back and forth match, this one. And it's a shame you can't have tag team ladder matches or tag team tables matches, because this definitely would have been a contender for that sort of type of match. But evidently the game does not enjoy that type of match for some reason. It doesn't allow you to even use it. So I don't know why. I'm hoping that's the sort of match we might get back this year on 2K18, as well as, of course, these two guys being on the game. These are two very good calls, actually. I'm quite happy with these calls, but at the same time, these two guys should be on the game now. They debuted at WrestleMania, I believe, on the top of my head, normally Mania is the cutoff. Anything after Mania, you're more likely to be DLC, but I would hope that the Hardy Boys are going to be on the game. I would hope that we will see Aleister Black on the game as well. Of course, debuted at NXT this weekend. So I'm going to assume, though, that 2K are going to be scrubs, and they're going to try and make the Hardy Boys and Aleister Black DLC. I imagine there'll be an NXT DLC once again, I should imagine. And I reckon there'll be a DLC on maybe like a Legends DLC where you'll probably get the Hardy Boys as well as maybe some others. We'll wait and see what happens. I also want a game to allow us to put women in stables again. Like, you can have an all-female stable, you can have an all-male stable, you can have a mixed. So, like, you can't create Sanity for NXT, you can't create them. And, for example, I tried to put Lita with the Hardys, and I can't put her in that stable because she's female, and it's an all-male stable. It doesn't make much sense to me. They very much try and keep the men and women separate. I don't understand, for some reason, in the game, the women can't do half the matches either. Like, you can't have a female Royal Rumble. I can't understand what difference it makes to the game if you have a female Royal Rumble or a male Royal Rumble. It's like the same, it's just using different character models. I don't quite understand why the game doesn't allow it. It's almost like they've specifically gone in there and said, no, you can't do that. Which makes no sense to me. If you've got enough women, then why not? I've got 30 women on the game, including cores and DLC, so I can't understand why it won't let you have it, but there you go. So we've got Jeff Hardy on the outside now with Edge, as Matt Hardy underneath the ring, looking for some weaponry, but Christian catches him. That was just such a moment, wasn't it? And again, why do you only have one table? I've set the arena up to have two tables, one red, one green. One for Mayhem. They've done this before, I don't understand why it does it. It's weird, it's peculiar. But then again, like I said, it's the logic of this game. I can't understand the logic of this game. If you guys can, you're a better guy than I am. But there you go. Christian now just twisting the head of broken Matt Hardy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to... I'm actually going to watch the Raw After Mania tonight when it's on live. I'm going to try to watch the Raw After Mania live tonight anyway. I can't guarantee I'm going to be able to. Depends if I can find a decent place of watching it. Jawbreaker there by Jeff Hardy on Edge, and then into a Hurricanrana as well. As Matt Hardy gets around the back of Christian and drops him with that elbow across the chest. And like I said, remember, this is a this is a Extreme Rules Tornado Tag Team Championship match. The first pinfall and submission will win the match, but it must take place inside the confines of the ring. And of course, there are no disqualifications and no countouts as well. So no rope breaks as well. So that's also makes the game a bit more easier to get a decent victory, doesn't it? We'll see what happens. Can the Hardys be only the fourth team in the Universe mode to retain a championship? Because I would hope so. I don't want to see too many championships change hands this week, because it's becoming a little bit tedious just how many times the belts change hands. It's like whenever there's a championship match, you're not thinking about, oh, will so-and-so be the new champion? You're like, oh, will so-and-so actually be able to defend the championship? So I'm hoping that we do see some championship retains this week. But at the moment, Edge and Christian are in control. But this sort of match type just changes back and forth, doesn't it? Edge now with Matt Hardy up into the front slam from the electric chair. Christian step over spin kick. And again, Edge and Christian in control of the Broken Hardys here. Are we going to see brand new Mayhem Tag Team Champions for the third time in this Universe mode? Or will the Hardy Boys be able to retain those championships for a bit longer? Be a bit pointless to win the belts and losing them only 2 weeks later, wouldn't it, really? Edge getting himself a chair. Of course, Edge and Christian were the chairs portion of the TLC match. They used to utilise the concerto quite a bit, didn't they? That was quite a good move. Oh. Oh. That went very badly there, didn't it? That went very badly, and that's Christian's fault. Christian just came around the side of Edge and took out Matt Hardy just as Edge was swinging the chair and completely didn't realise and ended up catching Christian instead of Matt. Edge now taking broken brother Nero up and drops him in the suplex onto that steel chair as well. And Edge continuing the assault with the steel chair. Oh, right in the forehead of Matt Hardy, and that one's busted Hardy open as well. He's now busted open. No, broken skin. I don't know. I thought there was a pun there. I've lost it. Broken skin, Matt Hardy. I don't know. Christian now with the front giant to Edge, and Christian now firmly dominating this match. It's been a little bit scrappy so far. I think it always is when they're fighting outside, because you see a lot of Christian just sending the head of Jeff straight into that ring post. But of course the Hardy Boys are known for their resilience. That was always their thing out of these three stables. Like also had the Dudleys, who were the hardcore guys with the tables. Edge and Christian with the charisma and utilised the chairs. And the Hardy Boys with the resilience and utilised the ladders. They were the ones who used to do the big spots. And of course you saw Jeff come back at WrestleMania and do that big senton bomb off the ladder onto poor old Sheamus and... No, it was poor Cesaro. Sheamus took a tiny weeny bit of it, didn't he? Sheamus took an ankle while Cesaro took the entire body weight. Edge there running straight into the invisible wall. Oh, and getting slammed his face on the invisible wall as well. I think it'd be better if we can get one of these two sets of guys in the ring. And I think at this point in time now, everyone's taken a bit of a beating. And I think if two guys did get back in the ring, we could see a potential pinfall at some point very soon. Christian now taking Hardy up, but Hardy fighting free with a knee to the head. Oh, and Christian gets sent straight into the ring post. Now it's just Jeff and Edge on their feet. Jeff looking to try and help Matt with Edge, but Matt taking control as Jeff Hardy there just threw a chair right at the back of Christian. What is broken Matt Hardy going for here? There we go. Jeff sending Christian into the ring. Oh, and Jeff going for his patented ladder. That's the thing he loves. Sending it into the ring. Jeff has that ladder. Oh, swinging it right into the face of Christian. And again, using it as a blunt object. I wish they would actually use it for, I don't know, propping up in the corner and slamming people into and stuff like that. But they tend to use that ladder more as a blunt object in this sort of game, which is it's a little bit annoying. I wish they'd use it. And same with the table. Now, it's not completely wrong with the table. Sometimes they do utilise it correctly. They put it in the corner and try and spear their opponents through it. As Jeff goes for the first pin, it's only there for a 2 count. So Jeff needs to do a little bit more than just that ladder assault. Jeff now with the head scissors. Christian fighting free. Jeff back up to his feet, and Christian gets caught by Jeff with that overhand punch, and now Jeff taking Christian up. Oh my word. Christian landed face first on that ladder, and he hasn't moved an inch since. Christian could be seriously hurt. The referee's got to take a look at this. Now Christian is crawling away. I don't know how Christian's even moving after that. Jeff now Hurricanrana on Edge, and Jeff really trying to take control of this one for his team, but now Christian working over broken Matt Hardy, who's also been busted open pretty heavily. Of course, that was that steel chair earlier on. Jeff Hardy making his way up to the top. Does he have a senton bomb stored? Oh, I think he might have done, but Edge saw it coming as well. Edge started to crawl away. Christian reverse DDT on broken Matt Hardy. And now Jeff once again looking to go up top. Christian. And again, Jeff Hardy can't quite get there in time. And Edge starts rolling away. Christian. Oh, Christian just used a twist of fate on broken Matt Hardy. Christian using the twist of fate on Matt Hardy. Wow. Christian really rubbing insult into injury. or salt into the wound, whichever one of those two phrases you want to put together. I come up with insult into injury, which is pretty... insult into the wound, I don't know. Oh, Matt Hardy now, side effect on Christian. Now broken Matt Hardy, spine buster on Edge. He's just got to get a pin here. Edge fighting Matt Hardy away. Running bulldog there by Edge on Matt Hardy. Christian taking Jeff Hardy up onto his shoulders. Into a flapjack. Edge dropping an elbow right into the chest of Matt Hardy. And there's the trip as well. Oh, now Matt Hardy's going for the win here. I think Christian's not even noticed what's going on. Christian taking Jeff Hardy up. It should have won, really. It was only a trip, wasn't it? But flapjack there by Christian on Brother Nero. I don't know what we called him now. Broken Matt and Brother. It all depends on how... I think we'll stick with the broken gimmick because that's exactly what the attires are here anyway. Wow. Matt Hardy is really, really bleeding now. There's the twist of fate by broken Matt Hardy. Jeff just needs to take Christian out, and Jeff does take Christian down. Someone needs to pin Edge. Somebody needs to pin Edge. Come on, guys. Somebody pin Edge. No, Edge is getting back up to his feet now, and they've wasted an opportunity there. The Hardys, I think. I think they've definitely wasted an opportunity there. Now Edge getting around the back of Jeff. If Matt had gone for the pin there on Edge, that would have been the end of the match for me. Broken Matt Hardy now with the clothesline, and still just it's one member of each team in control. There's no prolonged aggression. Well, there is the twist of fate there by Jeff. Now if Jeff goes for a pin on Edge, which he should do, why the hell are you not pinning him for? Christian was down. Oh my god, this game. Why? I don't get it. I reckon Edge and Christian are going to win this now. I think the Hardy Boys AI seems to be completely screwed here. Why are they just not gone for the pin? Christian was down on the ground. Edge has been hit by 2 Twist of Fates. Now Edge is pinning Jeff Hardy. It's only a 2 count. I just don't get it. I really don't. Brother Nero there with a big clothesline on Edge as now Matt Hardy catching Christian with that elbow. Jeff with the springboard senton. Pin him. Somebody pin. Both Edge and Christian are down. They're struggling. But Edge is back up now with the forearm as Matt looking for the leg drop and he hits it. But Christian straight back up, no selling it. I do think they should not be able to reverse after a finisher maneuver. Oh, big. Is that an execution there by Jeff Hardy on Edge as well? Broken Matt Hardy uppercut there on Christian. Gets on the back and... Oh, Jeff's going for the pin. He's got his feet up on the ropes, but it doesn't matter. It's Extreme Rules. Oh, it's only a 2 count still. That never wins, does it? I think you should have an added chance of winning the match with that cheating victory. Because it would give you an added chance in real life because you've got the elevation. That's the whole point of it, isn't it? I just can't understand why both Matt and Jeff both used the Twist of Fate on Edge and neither of them actually went for the pinfall. It just seems a bit crazy for me. Matt now has Edge up on the top and brings him out into that RKO. Again, pin Edge. Somebody pin Edge. Somebody pin Edge. Oh my god, they just put that... It's broken. They are literally broken Hardys at the moment. Maybe that's why they call the broken Hardys, because the AI is buggered. They don't want to pin, they just want to attack the other person. I can't understand why neither of them went for the pin there. Both members of their opponents were down on the ground, and neither... Edge and Christian's going to win this, because they're the only ones going for pins. Edge, again, Jeff Hardy can't decide what he's doing. He's running back and forth to different turnbuckles. This is just bizarre. Christian with a spear. Edge with a spear. Christian with a flapjack. And here we go. Edge is actually going to go for the pin here on Matt Hardy. Only a 2 count. See, at least Edge and Christian are going for pins. diving headbutt there by Christian. Jeff now twist of fate. Christian frog splash. Jeff trying to break it. Oh, it wasn't quite enough to break it, but Matt Hardy did kick out. Christian really struggling, as is Jeff. I can't understand this game at the moment, I really can't. Edge has been busted open pretty heavily as well. Drop kicks to the face by Jeff. And finally, Jeff does go for a pin. Christian hasn't even noticed. Now, Christian does notice, but it's not a lot. There we go. Christian did notice, tried to put Matt Hardy down, but it was a bit too late. And Jeff picks up the victory over Edge. I've got no idea how they've done it, but the Broken Hardys have successfully retained the Mayhem Tag Team Championships in what was a very frustrating match. And evidently they call the Broken Hardys because both of them have no AI whatsoever. Both guys busted open pretty heavily as well. Of course, Matt a lot worse than Jeff, but that's what you'd expect when these two teams collide. And I think it's only going to get stronger and harder in this Mayhem Tag Team division now, because we've got some really strong teams here already. And I've heard rumours we might be having a new team debuting next week on Mayhem. I'll have to wait and see what happens there though. But of course now, it's time for the main event. And here we go, it is main event time. Kazuchika Okada takes on Hiroshi Tanahashi in a #1 contendership match for the Throwdown Championship. And here we go. It is Kazuchika Okada versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. The match that has really been amazing. It always is amazing, isn't it? It's been 5 stars, several occasions from Dave Meltzer, which, give or take, some people don't agree with what Dave Meltzer says. However, he's generally right when it comes to good matches. He generally is. You can't say bad about him, really. Sorry if you can hear me clicking. I'm just trying to find out what time Raw's on tonight. I suppose it's going to be. I'm going to look at tomorrow's schedule, haven't I? Not today. Raw. There we go. That'll do. Surely that'll tell me. Sky Sports listings Raw. Monday the 3rd of April starts at mid. No, that's not it, is it? Starts at 1 o'clock. That's late. It's 1 o'clock till 4 o'clock again. Can I handle another 4 o'clock finish? I don't know. It's 9 o'clock now, and I've only literally got. I've only been out of bed like 9 hours, so I did well today. I went to bed at 5 o'clock for WrestleMania. 5 o'clock in the morning it was by the time WrestleMania finished in the UK, and I was up again by midday. So it's not too bad. 7 hours sleep. I need to get my body clock back now though for work in a few days' time. So I normally get up at 7. So yeah, go to bed at 5 is definitely sort of bugging my body clock up a little bit. But hopefully I can get back on track. When's the next set of NXT tapings? That'd be pretty cool as well. I'm looking forward to that. That probably would have been that would have already happened for you guys. I just want to see when it's happening for me. NXT, because I'm the sort of terrible person that reads all the NXT tapings. What month are we in now? We're in April. When are they scheduled for? 2017. 4 for the 5th? No, that's not. That can't be it, surely. That's like a month away yet. It's crazy. I just want to see. I want to see what they do with Aleister Black. I want to see if they push him straight into an advanced place or what. But is that it? Oh, April the 5th. So the tapings are in 2 days' time. And for me, anyway, they would have happened for you already. Okay, that's interesting. Obviously, they're sold out. They always are. You can never get NXT tickets. So Okada versus Tanahashi, again, like I said, it's one of the best matches there has been over the past 10 years. They've wrestled each other several times in the main event of Wrestle Kingdom, and they always seem to pull off a 5-star match And be interested to see if they can do the same thing here on this game, which is possible. But of course, the winner of this one will get a guaranteed match against either, of course, Kenny Omega or Zack Sabre Jr., whoever wins that Throwdown Championship match on night number 5. Drop kick there by Okada to Tanahashi. Somebody there in the crowd travelled 2,500 miles to be here. She lives around the corner, she went the wrong way. We've got to stop and ask for directions, that's the problem. Great dive and elbow there by Okada. Reminiscent, of course, to the Macho Man Randy Savage. That guy in the front row wearing the up, up, down, down t-shirt looks so bored. Bless him. Okada now taking Tanahashi up into a high angle backdrop. Tanahashi getting folded in half. There's the pin by Okada. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Now I can tell you the matches for tomorrow. Where's my cards? Right, ShabbyMania night number 2. Right, there is still one match free at the moment, and of course the 2 dark matches, but apart from that we are going to see Adam Cole versus Jay Lethal in a Falls Count Anywhere match. That sort of leads on from Throwdown last week where it was a double count out. Also going to have Evie defending her Women's Junior Heavyweight Championship against Nikki Cross. We're going to have a mask versus mask match as Juventud Guerrera takes on Psychosis. And of course we are going to have a fatal 4-way ladder match for the United States Championship as Ty Dillinger defends against Austin Aries, Ricochet and Kevin Owens. That is all coming up for you tomorrow, plus one more special attraction match which we'll put together on the night when I can be bothered to figure one out. And of course a couple of dark matches as well, just to try and get some more people on the card and build up some more momentum. Tanahashi with a punch to the gut of Okada, now running forearm as well. Got to be careful here with a double count out, because a double count out doesn't really help anybody. Or then again, it might do. I suppose a double count out would have to class this match as a draw, and then maybe have a triple threat, which would be pretty cool. But I don't really want to. I don't really like when it gets double count outs in the game. They've changed it slightly in this game. So last year, when it got to a 5 count, both guys tried everything to get back in the ring. This year, it's an 8 count. So if someone's just taken somebody down like that, then it's a problem. Okada sending Tanahashi into the ring and gets back in the ring himself. They cut that really close. Now Okada going back to the outside and hitting a springboard frog splash with a needless 180 rotation in there as well. Okada sending Tanahashi into the corner. Hoist him up onto that top turnbuckle. What's he looking for here? He's going to bring him out into a neck breaker, draping off that top rope. Oh, Tanahashi with a kick to the head of Okada now. Okada rolling Tanahashi through. There's the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Dragon screw by Tanahashi. Sorry, drinking my beer. Dragon screw by Tanahashi. Pretty slow down. I've had about 5 beers so far, and it's not even 8:30. And if I'm going to stay up till 4 o'clock for Raw, I'm going to struggle. So I'm going to have to calm down the beers, I think, for a bit. Tanahashi now up top. Is he going to go for the flip-flop fly, whatever it's called? No, he goes for a Phoenix Senton. The high fly flow? High fly flow, that's better. That's the right one, isn't it? Not the high flip-flops. High flip-flops are completely, that's something different, isn't it? Oh, what a DDT. Underhook DDT out of nowhere there by Okada. Now rolling Tanahashi over. There he goes, drops into the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. I'm not sure who I'd like to see win this matchup. I'm sort of leaning slightly more towards Okada. I think Okada versus Zack or Okada versus Omega, of course, would be a pretty good match. But you can't take it away from Tanahashi. There he is with a high fly flow. I think frog splash. I'm pretty sure that's right. I'm sure there's a few in the comment section that'll let me know if it is wrong. And it should be enough here for Tanahashi to get the pin, but he's struggled after that one. I think he might have hurt himself in that frog splash. And it took him a while to actually go for that pin. There is the pin. And that little bit of hesitance has allowed Okada to get his energy back and potentially get himself out of that one. Reverse Bloody Sunday, or 1916, whatever it's called these days, by Tanahashi. Now into reverse dragon sleeper hold. Very painful submission, but I don't think it should be enough to finish his match off. But then again, we've had some big moves so far this match. And the damage might have been done to Okada already. Okada now, oh, look at the Tombstone Pile Driver. And hits it out of nowhere as well. Tombstone Pile Driver. Tanahashi again is very close to the ropes though. Okada's going to have to drag him away if he wants to go for that pin. And he does drag him away from the ropes. Is it quite going to be enough? He's not even going to go for it actually. Drop kick to the back of Tanahashi there by Okada. But a little bit of extra offense hopefully to finish him off. 1, 2. Oh, it's only a 2 count. Okada can't believe it. He thought he had this match won there. And he might just do if he can lock in the Rainmaker clothesline. He's got it. He hits it. Tanahashi's down. Again, close to the ropes though. There's the pin. 1, 2. And Kazuchika Okada is the new #1 contender for the Throwdown Championship. He will face either Kenny Omega or Zack Sabre Jr., whoever walks out of night number 5 with that championship. And that is a big win there for Okada. He's not been given a lot of... He's been given some opportunities, but nothing clear-cut. This is his first chance to really show what he can do on a one-on-one basis. And he has taken the opportunity. And now, like I said, guaranteed a championship match and an upcoming pay-per-view against either Omega or Zack Sabre Jr. Well, guys, that is the end of night 1 of ShabbyMania. I hope you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, slap that like button down below. And, of course, if you are new around here and you want to see some more, then hit that subscribe button as well. And also, while you're there, hit that little bell next to the subscribe button. That means you will get a little notification when I do upload a video, so you can make sure that you do see them all. I normally upload every other day on this universe mode at around about 5 o'clock on UK time. So whatever that is in your time area, then and I'm hopefully pretty standard. So there should be a set schedule to everything. But it's worth just hitting that little bell just so you do know. And yeah, I hope you have enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Best match, worst match, all that other sort of stuff. And I'll see you very, very soon, in a couple of days' time, in fact, for night number 2 of ShabbyMania.